Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of
Great Men Taking Over the World.
I'm Ren.
This is Dark Assassin.
Hey dude, we haven't seen you on the show in a while. It's really good to have you back.
Well, thanks, man.
Yeah, welcome back, dude. Without further ado, guys, let's get right into it. We wanted to cover this game for a while. It's the crazy, over-the-top, action-packed, demon-slaying game,
Devil May Cry.
Let's rock, baby.
Hey guys, it's Ren here. There was a hell of a lot of hype surrounding this game back in the early 2000s. Me and my friends would gawk over all the screenshots in the game magazines. Reading about all the cool stuff the main character Dante would be able to do in this game really got me excited, especially the fact that it was made by Capcom, you know, the same company who developed my beloved Resident Evil series. We would even draw Devil May Cry artwork in anticipation for this cool looking action game. I actually didn't have a PlayStation 2 at the time, but I remember one of my friends brought his over to my house and we rented the game and had a gaming party. I remember the game being super cool and stylish looking, but it was kind of difficult. I didn't play much after that, and that was that. Fast forward several years later and I got myself a PlayStation 2 and I already played Devil May Cry 3 on it. And then I found a copy of this game for sale at Hollywood Video for like $10 or so and wanted to see if I still liked it. Maybe because I already played Devil May Cry 3, this game seemed frustrating. I didn't have any nostalgia for it, so I noticed the flaws quickly, like the camera, controls, and the simplified gameplay. I can't remember if I just forgot how to use the devil trigger ability, or if I was just stubborn about it, refusing to use it because I wanted to be hardcore. But anyway, not using it made the game a lot more difficult. Looking back, I honestly don't know why I wasn't using it. It was stupid. I mean, it's like part of the gameplay. I just remember having to refight that goddamn annoying blob boss for the third time. I was sick of the repetition, and it was summertime and I had no air conditioning in my room, so it was hot as balls in there. I kept dying at that boss, and then the summer heat got to me, so I just said fuck this game and stopped playing. Fast forward several more years later to around 2012, and the Devil May Cry HD collection, you know, that has the first 3 games on it, came out. I got it mostly to play Devil May Cry 3 in HD on my PS3, but for the heck of it, I just kind of wanted to try out the first game again, but this time it was a different experience entirely. Maybe it was the HD visual upgrade, or maybe I was just more into retro stuff. I don't know, but I really enjoyed this game this time. I got super into the gothic castle environments, cool, creepy enemy designs, and of course the badass combat. And this time I actually used the freaking devil trigger. Boy did I use it. I would decimate bosses with it all day. I was surprised how much easier the game was this time around. I mean, it wasn't easy, but it was fair. My favorite part of the game is when you come back from the Colosseum and night has fallen over the castle. Everything seems so much more eerie and sinister. The castle halls are now filled with darkness. Doors vanish, and when you check the description of certain things, it'll say that there are dark and evil powers at work here, giving a sense of something truly unholy. This part had a creepy, twisted, and demented atmosphere. I sensed a lot of Resident Evil inspiration here, and I absolutely loved it. And this was right around the end of my school semester. With freedom and Christmas time in the air, I got to relax and enjoy this great game late into the night, as well as finally be able to finish it for the first time. Right after playing this, I went to a concert of one of my favorite bands, Winter Sun, with some of the other great men with me, and we had a spectacular time rocking out to some epic metal. And then right after that, I went to visit my good buddy Sile in Los Angeles for a quick vacation before returning home for Christmas time with my family and for some more good old gaming. My memory just kind of nostalgically bunches this all together, so I just had to mention it. These were great memories, and I now consider Devil May Cry a classic. Let's see what Dark Assassin has to say, huh?
How I got into Devil May Cry, it was back in 10th grade when I was in high school. My cousin Morpheus introduced the game to me and suggested me to go try it out, since it was about killing demons and stuff, and very graphic and epic and stuff. And I rented it at Blockbuster Video back in 10th grade at Pioneer High School and played it, and it had a really nice intro when Dante was shooting up the motorcycle when it was like floating in the air and stuff. When Trish threw that motorcycle at him. My favorite memory was also playing the game, playing throughout all the levels, and playing Stage 4 with that epic demonic demon match with that Leo Angelo guy, and also bumping Bone Thugs and Harmony, Mo Murder, Crazy Bones, Murder Mo, Busy Bone, Demons Surround Me All the Time was my best memory of bumping Bone Thugs, Busy Bone, Crazy Bone, like their songs while playing Devil May Cry at the same time. And then later on, like a few years later, I bought the game on eBay of Devil May Cry 1 and played it and then beat the game all over again.
So let's talk about the story of the game. It starts off with this mysterious woman who we find out Trish, blonde chick. She comes into the shop, meets Dante because he's known to be a demon slayer,
yeah.
And that's what the Devil May Cry name is of the shop. She kind of tests him.
Yeah, tests his ability.
And like we said, that was totally badass with the motorcycle scene.
Shooting it all in the air like that.
Pulls out the sword and just like, basically proves himself like, dude, this he's not fucking around. So she tells him that the Demon Lord, Emperor Mundus of the underworld, he's coming back and he's trying to take over the human one.
Yeah,
so they have to go to this island and basically stop him.
And fight all his other minions.
The backstory is the Demon Emperor is at war with the humans and, trying to take over. And then this Dark Knight Sparta is the one who wanted to bring justice to all this. So he's the one who intervened and defeated Mundus, and he became this legendary knight Sparta who was revered and stuff.
He was one of the few good demons.
Exactly. He turned things around, brought peace.
This is Sparta!
And like you said, he
made love to a human.
Made that sweet, sweet love to a human.
Yep. Dante's mother looks like Trish and gave birth to Dante, basically. Mm-hmm. And to my knowledge, I kind of took it that Trish was the reincarnation of Dante's mother created by Mundus, of like an entity spirit or something like that.
Dante, he became a demon hunter because his mom and his brother were apparently killed by Mundus, this same guy. So he's out there for revenge.
Yeah.
Slaying demons, and obviously that's why he's taking the job here to go after Mundus here. First opportunity. So Dante, he's a total badass, right?
He's the iconic character we know today.
The fact that he's like a half human, half demon.
Son of Sparta.
He's the son of Sparta.
Cocky as hell, sarcastic, overconfident.
Exactly.
And with a lot of skill and charisma and personality to go with it.
Yeah, it works perfectly.
Block off, Featherface, or you can stick around and find out the hard way.
The gameplay revolves basically around sword fighting and gunplay, which allows you to switch back and forth on the fly. It's really seamless. That's what really blew my mind when I first played it, was like the finesse was behind it, like slashing with your sword and you launch them in the air and start shooting them and then jump up and slash them down. Just all this crazy stuff.
Yeah.
It was really cool. And then on top of that, they added the fact that like you have this kind of score system while you're doing it to kind of help force you to do like, different combinations of moves and stuff, where you have cool, Bravo, Absolute, and then Stylish, which is the best ranking, which is what you want to go for. That incentivizes you to get more moves and
variations of combos.
Yeah, and mix that into your moveset and stuff like that. So all that just makes it so much more addicting. And you just want to test out what you can do, what kind of crazy combos you can create.
Airborne's, ground based, all that.
Yeah,
shit.
that was pretty amazing at the time. I've never seen anything
and
like
that.
that.
And then you can do upgrades, improve your abilities. You can get different types of swords, like the Alaska Sparta sword, the grenade gun, which is sweet as hell, the needler gun, which was underwater, that had a nice touch for like diversity reasons. You get a shotgun, ebony and ivory, and you also get the enhanced demonic abilities, so you can fly and stuff, high jump, and also use your demonic powers of lightning, electric attacks and shit. The shit was just dope as hell.
And then also another gameplay element is Dante goes into devil mode. So when you fight off enemies and stuff, you kind of acquire this gauge, your devil meter.
Yeah.
And then you do the devil trigger and he turns into a devil, and then just starts. He goes way faster, way stronger, and your health regenerates while you're in that mode.
That is cool as fuck.
So yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's really useful.
Hell
like you definitely want to take advantage of that when you can.
Different types of bosses, like that Leo Angelo guy, the spider demon,
marionette puppets and stuff, crazy demonic puppets coming after you. Yeah, those Phantom guys are really cool. The scissor Phantom dudes that fly out of walls and stuff. Those guys are really badass.
That was nice.
And they have that creepy laugh as they kind of like go in and out through walls, and even after they die, and their freaking scissors come flying down. So you got to watch out if you kill them, if you're too close. You got those lizard dudes that are basically remind me of Lizard Man from Soul Calibur. Then they have those shadow cat things that are flying around.
And then the skeleton heads you have to fight underwater too.
Oh yeah,
those are sweet as hell.
They have some really cool enemies here.
Hell yeah.
Freaking giant bird thing that fights you in the arena. That was pretty sweet, pretty epic.
Crazy.
Dude, the hardest part for me was that fight in the sewer against that one the cow-headed phantom demon.
Yeah.
I died so many times. I kept kicking my ass. You have to try to jump away and dodge him as best as you can, but he kind of limits you in this small arena that you fight him in, dude. That guy, he kicked my ass, but I got him eventually.
One part of the game I liked it was when you had to fight Mundus at the end, and Dante becomes a demon at that very last part.
Yeah,
and he was flying. That was fucking badass.
Right,
as hell.
because he gets like reincarnated as Sparta.
Yeah, he becomes like the actual demon. That was just sweet as hell. That was an epic ass fight scene along with that Leo Angelo guy again. But fighting Mundus was probably the best one because he actually became a demon.
Yeah, and it's like turned into like a shooter basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
That was really cool, man.
I like all the swords. The only thing I had a problem with was the claw weapons. Like
really?
that close range shit.
Yeah.
I didn't like the close range. I like the swords better than the claw.
Yeah, I definitely prefer swords because just I don't know. I always
Better
love
range.
I love swords. Better range. It's faster. It just looks more impressive in a way. Some of the moves you do are just like so cool and stylish and brutal. I love doing that stinger attack and then you upgrade it and he just goes like super far lunging. I just love spamming that into enemies and just doing that crazy jabbing, fencing sort of moves and then launching them up, chopping them up. Oh man, the action is awesome. And that one scene when he gets Alistair, dude, was so badass. Like you're going through the castle and then it just goes flying into him and he does this epic like raising through it and it's just ripping through his body and blood's gushing out. Holy shit, dude. That totally blew me away when I first saw that, man. That was epic. The levels and the environments are really cool. Like most of the time you're spent in the castle is just like this kind of like, you know, the Victorian era sort of medieval kind of classical castle. Looks really cool. Great atmosphere. Some of it reminds me of Resident Evil a little bit. I can see that. That kind of sense. Really atmospheric. There's even some creepy moments. You know, the music's just like nice and ambient and just like whoa. Like this one's really. There's definitely some moody parts. I mean, this is more of an action game. I wouldn't call it a creepy game, but there are some moments where it's like. You're like,
Resident Evil is creepy, not this game.
Exactly. But
that's fucking creepy.
But you can sense like some of that leaking into this game.
A little.
Atmosphere and stuff like that. The castle, and you go to the Coliseum and fight those lizard dudes. And big bird in there. It's freaking sweet. The pirate ship. You go underwater and all that kind of stuff.
You have to escape that bitch too.
You gotta escape that bitch. Yeah, I mean, there's some epic shots in there that like. Just how the camera can like starts like twisting and gets all distorted as you're walking through. Just kind of a nice twisted demonic creepy effects as you're walking through certain hallways and you go through the cathedral and then like you see the pillars like pulsating and you know all this type of stuff. Just have some really cool like epic perspectives, crossing bridges, and I think it's cool. It's definitely kind of epic. And then the music goes really well with that. For the most part, it's like atmospheric while you're just traversing the castle and whatnot. But then when you're in battle, it's just like, you know, hard rock kind of crazy music going on.
Yeah.
This is not the hard.
I played harder games.
Yeah, but it does have a challenge.
It's a little challenging.
Yeah. But it's definitely not super duper hard.
No.
Not a super long game either. It's like
it's medium. 23 missions.
Yeah, you can beat it in about 6-7 hours or so.
Probably around there. Probably like 2-3 days tops.
Yeah, it's a quick action game. I didn't really like the platforming in the game. Like when he's jumping from things to things, it just kind of feels weird. He just jumps too high, and it just. And
that's hard to reach places up high.
Yeah, in terms of height, but like when you're just trying to go distance, it doesn't feel right. It's not the end of the world, but it feels a little awkward.
I understand. But one thing I would kind of critique on of two things is the camera angles could have been better, and they could have did the level replay like they did on part 2 starting off, for example.
Makes sense.
So the replay value could have been better with the level replay. You could play all your favorite levels again and stuff.
Yeah, they make you play the whole game.
Yeah, that's just kind of bullshit.
Kind of stupid, but they fix it later on in other games.
Yeah, in other series.
Oh yeah, to touch up on what you said about like the camera angles, it's basically kind of like Resident Evil where it's mostly fixed, but it kind of follows you. And because you're holding up on the direction pad, you have to keep switching where your thumb is like to lead him every time the camera angle changes. And it's annoying when you're just exploring, but when you're fighting like demons and shit, it can get really annoying, especially bosses. It can be kind of frustrating, and it really shows its age right now in that fact. I mean, it's not enough to make you stop the game. I still had a ton of fun just playing.
We grew up on this shit.
Yeah,
I was in high school
playing it now, but there's no actual like camera control that you can.
You just gotta stay on the path and just keep holding that remote and don't let them cameras intimidate you.
Just hold on to the controller and don't let go.
Just hold on to the path, man. Stay on the path.
Don't let it go, Johnny. this game is an extension of Resident Evil in a sense. It has, I mean, the actual gameplay itself with the action and the combos and all that stuff is totally different and original for its own thing. But in terms of exploration and acquiring items and then using them as keys, feels very much like Resident Evil. So, and the reason why you can kind of see that, I mean, it's made by Capcom, obviously, but this game was originally supposed to be a Resident Evil game. It was, yeah, it was supposed to be what was going to be Resident Evil 4. What they were working on, but it became too different that they just decided, fuck it, let's
separate the games,
separate it,
totally
make
different.
it a totally different game. So.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I'll admit, I didn't know that. Impressive.
Exactly. And this is kind of where some, you know, the series is known for like melodramatic scenes and stuff, like goofy, kind of like overacting type of stuff. Like that one part towards the end when, you know, it looks like Trish died or whatever, and he goes like, "I should have been there to fill your dark soul with light.
I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with light.
Like, it was just too cheesy, man. But, I mean, you kind of love it, the game for what it is in that sense. And then remember that scene later on where she's, like, crying that, you know, when he came back and...
devils never cry.
Yeah, he's like, no, Trish, you're not a devil because, you know, you would be human because devils never cry. And I just, like, it's so cheesy, but you gotta love it, you know, love it for what it is.
Trish, devils never cry. These tears are a gift only humans have.
Okay, so Dark Assassin, what would you give Devil May Cry?
I give it a solid 8 because I like the whole levels for the most part. The 23 levels, like I said, I like all the 23 levels. Just some are better than others, of course, but it's all positive reviews regardless of thumbs up.
Yeah.
And I like the weapons, the ability enhancements, flying with the demon abilities, and just the characters in general, because Trish is fine as hell. Dante is cool as hell. And Mundus is not bad neither, especially with that final fight. That was pretty good too.
Pretty epic.
Yeah, and Sparta, he looks pretty badass because I like that intro part of Sparta when they did the intro when he was swinging the sword with the whole
backstory.
Backstory was pretty nice too. That was a pretty good touch as well.
I'm gonna be pretty close there, but I'm gonna give it a little higher. I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10 because you know, it holds up quite a bit. It's still a very playable game. I was pretty surprised. I mean, there are some negatives, like I mentioned, with a little bit of control stuff. Definitely some camera stuff can be annoying, but just like the gameplay, the combos, the action, all that stuff really holds up well. The different weapons, the environments are really immersive and intoxicating. It's just such a over-the-top stylish action game, and it really set the bar for these types of games. And you know, I really respect it for that. And I definitely recommend this game for anybody who's interested in these kind of like, you know, action games. Even if you're playing the newer one that came out, try this one out. It's available on PS4, Xbox One in the HD collection. Give it a go. So kind of see where it all started. Awesome, classic game.
Dante!
Don't come any closer, you devil! You may look like my mother, but you're nowhere close to her. You have no soul. You have the face, but you'll never have her fire!
So guys, thanks for joining us on another episode where we took a look at the awesome, nostalgic, crazy action-packed game, Devil May Cry. This is an essential PS2 game, and you guys should definitely try this out. Let us know what you think of this game if you've already played it in the comments below. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more cool videos like this coming your way. And until next time, guys,
Devils never cry. Good master.
Oh, thanks, man. I am your master.
I said meister.
Oh.
My master, get out of here, punk boy. Oh, punk boy. Oh, pinch your cheeks. Pinch your little cheeks. Here. Hey, big baby. You big baby.
When we're done with this video, I'm gonna take a whiz.
Okay, I'm almost done.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a whiz after this. Probably get another water, too. I'm gonna tell you now, I like 3 better, because you know why? It's gonna be on my top 10 PS2 games, part 3 specifically.
Okay, but you don't have to mention that.
Of course not, but it's off record.
Okay,
Brandon, off record.
Okay.
Make that very clear to you.
Okay, I get you.
Yeah, thank you.